For the past 15 years, we've been fortunate enough to be invited up to a beautiful cottage here in the Kawartha Highlands. This is cottage country in Ontario, and on any given long weekend, you'll find some of the most carefree and happy Canadians you've ever met. The cottage is owned by an amazing family that gets immense joy out of seeing their two sons, friends, and family enjoy the property. It's miles away from city light pollution, so that means the skies are dark. The Milky Way stretches across the sky, and the constellations and stars dance on the water. Vance Booker is the patriarch of this amazing family, and he is a huge astronomy nerd. I remember him talking about tracking ISS passes years before I ever owned a telescope. The ironic thing is that Vance actually doesn't have a telescope up here. With so many amazing memories being made up here, I couldn't help but contribute the only way I know how. I'm surprising Vance with a 10-inch Explore Scientific Dobsonian Telescope. Okay, so he's actually not here this weekend, but I'm hoping to get him on the phone, or even better yet, Skype, and tell him the good news. Either way, this telescope will be staying here. We're going to get a chance to look at it tonight with my young nephew. My niece is a little young to be looking through it at 11 months old, but everyone else I think will enjoy the views. The timing of this trip is perhaps what makes it the most exciting. There's a particular astronomical event happening this weekend, and couldn't be better under dark skies like the ones we have here. What event is going on this weekend, Ash?
The Perseid meteor shower.
I did not, that is not scripted, she knew that. You're up on all the meteor showers, right?
I have to be.
So I'll just talk about the telescope at hand here. This is the Explore Scientific 10-inch truss tube Dobsonian Telescope. It's got an f ratio of f5. The focal length is 1270 millimeters. It's got a 2-inch rack and pinion focuser. Didn't come with an eyepiece, but it did come with a red dot finder. I just put it together. It took about 40 minutes. Someone really handy would probably take about 10 minutes. The instructions were okay. There were a few spots that were a little bit iffy, but I think it's because the instructions apply to all the different variations of this scope. There's a 10, a 12, and a 16. A 16, that would be a monster. So this is the baby of the group, the 10-inch. More than enough. It's often said that an 8-inch aperture is what you need to start seeing the real deep stuff. So 10 inches is more than enough, especially from a dark sky site like this. So for the targets tonight, first up is probably going to be Jupiter, which we'll be seeing, riding along into the west. And then Saturn will come up, hoping to show the little guy Saturn. He's 4 years old, it'll be his first time seeing it. And then hopefully Mars. There's a lot of tree canopy here. It's hard to kind of get around it. So we've got a great view though to the east, and specifically to the constellations Cassiopeia and Perseus, which is great for the Perseid meteor shower tonight. So I'll be running the Ioptron Sky Tracker Pro with my wide-angle Rokinon lens to try and capture some Perseid meteors. And then while that's going, we'll be looking through this Dob for some visual observations. All of this, of course, will not be possible if it doesn't stay clear tonight. But last I checked, it said the forecast looked pretty good. I'm scared to check again in case it's changed. But either way, there's no complaints from being at a place like this. Hey, Vance? Hey, it's Trevor calling.
Hey, Trevor, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, how are you?
Not bad.
I'm just at the cottage right now, and it's been a beautiful day. So yeah, me, Ashley, and Rudy, and then Ian and the family.
Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful up here. I just wanted to call you to tell you that I brought something up here for everyone to use, and that I'm going to leave here and the grandkids can use for years.
Hey.
It's a 10-inch Explore Scientific Dobsonian Telescope.
Nice.
Wow, thank you very much.
That's cool.
You're welcome. Truss tube design, so it's not too heavy. You can still move it around. It collapses all up. It's a reflector, so there's a big mirror at the back, and yeah, it's a reflector telescope.
Cool, man. That's really nice. Thanks, Trevor.